Step one, wake up early, gon' rise with the sun. Step two, get some good, some food in you. Step three, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step four, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Crypto, where we turn your early hours in the morning into your edge in financial freedom. Today, I've got a few headlines. There'll be a pretty quick one. I've got one on the Bitcoin options that are set to expire today, and then I've got one about Coinbase. They released their earnings and then saw absolutely zero movement off of it. So we'll dive into that after we get you prepped for some success today. We've got that stock heat map pulled up like always. Let's dive on into that. We've got Apple sitting up a 1.97% from its close yesterday, sitting down in the pre-market just a little bit right now, down 0.32. We've got Nvidia sitting up a 3.16 in the pre-market, looking a little bit green, sitting up a 0.18. We've got Berkshire Hathaway sitting up 1.86% in the pre-market, seeing some light sell-off, down 0.08. We've got Amazon sitting up 0.63. Also looking quite neutral in the pre-market so far, like Berkshire Hathaway. It is up 0.01%. We've got Eli Lilly sitting in that neutral range as well, down 0.13, and in the pre-market sitting down 0.08. We've got ExxonMobil up 0.73, and in the pre-market sitting up 0.31. We've got Tesla sitting up a whopping 5.77%, and in the pre-market continuing to see those gains, up at 1.26. We'll have to take a look at that Tesla chart, actually. I see a bit of some more upside on that, and I had a little bit of a target that I was looking at. So let me get that added to the list. Got P&G is sitting in that neutral range for the morning. It is up 0.85 from its close, looking down 0.11 for the pre-market. We do have Microsoft sitting up a 0.37. Sitting in that neutral range in the pre-market as well. Just some light sell-off, down 0.18. We've got Google sitting up 1.32 in the pre-market, looking quite neutral though, up 0.05. We've got Meta sitting up 0.44 from its close in the pre-market, sitting down 0.28. Let's hop over to that crypto side of things. We got Bitcoin looking quite neutral so far. It is sitting up a 0.07 from yesterday. We've got Ethereum up 0.38. XRP looking up quite nicely, up 5.57%, back above that Tether market cap once again. We've got Solana sitting up at 1.89. BNB looking quite neutral as well, up 0.14. We've got Doge up 2.53. We've got Cardano sitting down a 1.06. Tron sitting down 1.25. We got Chainlink sitting up 2.22. Sui sitting up 2.4. Stellar Lumens, another big winner, sitting up 4.15. Avalanche up 2.1. We've got Litecoin up 2.11. Shiba Inu sitting up 0.83, and TON sitting up 1.56. We do have some heavy data coming out this morning. Bit of a mixed bag overall. Those exports are looking to hold steady. Those imports are really looking at a big increase. Kind of something that Trump is wanting to battle with a big shift in this new administration with tariffs. We'll kind of have to see if we get some more tariff news today. I know that was a bit of a push down for the markets yesterday. We also will be getting that retail sales month over month, looking to be a drastic decrease from 0.4% down to negative 0.1%. So could drag things down just a little bit, grab some bottom side liquidity. But we do have a lot of options expiring today. And Max Payne is above us, so we'll have to take a look at that. We also will be getting industrial production month over month and year over year, as well as manufacturing production month over month and year over year as well. Bit of a mixed bag there, seeing a bit of a slow up on your main industrial side and for the manufacturing side as well. Definitely not looking like some overwhelmingly positive data. Other than that, we have a Fed Logan speech coming out at 3 p.m. That's pretty much all the data for your Valentine's Day. Let's hop over to those fear and greeds and liquidation heat map. For the stock side of things, we are back in that neutral range, sitting at 47 and up a point as we saw some heavy buying pressure coming in on some of those assets that have been selling off. We have seen that stock, the crypto side of things, cooling down as well. We are at that 48 and neutral, down 2 points as we are maintaining the bottom of the range. Let's hop over to that liquidation heat map. As you can see, we do have a nice heavy spot of liquidity residing to the bottom side of us, down at 95, about 95,000 exactly, and runs all the way down to 94,500. If you look at that top side, we've got some very light liquidity sitting up at about 97,900. And that's right below where that max pain level is for those options for Valentine's Day. If you zoom that on out to the 3-day, you can kind of see we are at the extremes for top side and bottom side for the liquidity. Bottom side sitting at 94,000 and that top side is sitting at 98,131, right around that max pain level for those options. And we do have it ranging all the way up to 98,800. So a broad range to the top side and a nice little hot spot to the bottom side of us. That would be a very easy grab. We do have that 2 week with all of that liquidity back to the top side, and that 2 week as well with most of that liquidity up at the top side. You do have that brief little bit of liquidity down here at 94,000. So this is a very, very hot spot through most of our time frames to go grab, and would be an easy grab as well. You do have that hot spot at 100,000 here on the 2 week, and back up at 103,000 for those highs back where we rejected from. All right, let's say good morning to the chat. I've seen y'all in here for a while here. I did have a late start since I was having some technical difficulties. Let's say good morning to everyone. I see Alexander G in the chat. Good morning to you, Mod Queen. I see Crypto Billy in here. Good morning, good morning. Good morning to you, Jesse Gulak. I see, let's see, Donato Cabrera in here. Good morning, good morning. We've got let's see, Baba Yaz. Love is in the air. Good morning, everyone. Good morning to you, Baba Yaz. Hope you're having a great morning so far. Got some caffeine in you and ready to make some money. We've got Silver Days XRP saying Piper Academy dropping those crowns, and that XRP army, we will have to take a look at XRP as well. It is up a whopping 6% right now. We've got Mike Vollmer in here saying good morning, Piper Academy. Good morning to you. We've got AIXBT is making a great retrace, says Jesse. We can take a look at that one as well. AIXBT, got that on the list. All right, need ADA to retrace it back to 76 cents so I can go back in, says Crypto Billy. Can take a look at that ADA chart as well. Let's get that one added to the list. We got Mike Vollmer saying silver. I can definitely take a look at that one. Oh, he's saying good morning to silver. I will be taking a look at silver because I was taking a look at gold this morning. Both of those have been doing quite nicely. Got Silver Days XRP saying XRP, XRP, XRP. We've got the chat moving. Let's see. Crypto Billy says, Mike V, watch out for those snakes on the golf course. Oh, I am not a big fan of snakes, and I'm not a big golfer either. My golf game is complete garbage. So I know it can be relaxing, but it just frustrates me because I like to be good at things, and it takes so long to be good at golf. It's just frustrating. So, got Alexander G says, gotta get on the road. See you later. Well, drive safe, Alexander G. I hope you have a good morning. Let's hop over to this Bitcoin chart. I've got that pulled up on a higher term time frame. Got that 4-hour look. All right. As you can kind of see here, it is getting a bit of a retrace this morning. Looking for some lower levels as some support. I did talk about wanting to see 96,400 turned into some strong support here on a higher term time frame. We did get a bit of a bounce off of it on a shorter term time frame, looking to kind of come back and turn that into some support, some stronger support on a higher term time frame. You do have a bit of liquidity residing down here though, so easy grab all the way down to that 95,300 and that golden pocket range where we've been ranging for quite a while. As you can kind of see, the highs are back up here at about 99,000, and we've got some strong lows here at that 95,300. So kind of a bit of a range. I know OC has talked about that ranging area as well, especially with that Wyckoff distribution. Looking for some more sideways movement here unless we can get some overwhelmingly positive data. Might see that nice little grab of liquidity below us right here at that 95,600 around that golden pocket. I'm not looking for that 94,100 just yet. Definitely have the possibility for a liquidity grab for that over the next week or so. Some of those higher term time frame charts are looking like they have the possibility to grab that. We do have that daily looking to potentially hit that MACD cross. Still got a bit of room to go on that though. So printing a few more candles, seeing some downside movement. Would let that cool off just a bit to hit that nice cross on our indicator line and try to pull back up to our zero line. You have a reversal signal that has flashed on your prime oscillator, but we are still looking quite red here. Money flow also looking like it might be rolling back over if we see continued outflow from some of these shorter term time frames roll over to the daily. As you can see, we are trying to approach that neutral range here. Monthly still looks bullish, says Jesse. Most definitely. The higher term time frames definitely still look a little bit bullish, and we're just waiting for all of the shorter term time frames to kind of do their thing. Kind of wait on more cool off on some of these oscillators before we really get that strong money flow. I have been paying attention to money flow quite heavily on the 4-hour and above, waiting for that switch back to the green and some buying pressure. You do have that weekly kind of looking at that same area where you've got some sell off here. Got a little bit of a cross here on your MACD on the top side. So looking for that money flow to really come back in. It is heavy selling pressure here on the weekly. Also need to see some reversal signals start flashing, but this prime oscillator is sitting quite red here on the weekly. So seeing us range is a nice thing to see on your weekly chart as we cool this off. Let's take a look at that 1 hour and see what we're seeing for the day. You do have a topping signal that came here on our prime oscillator. Let's get that MACD. Ooh, let me undo that. I did not mean to get rid of that MACD. Undo merge pane. There we go. I don't know why it merged. All right. Let's get that zoomed out so we can actually see our MACD. It is way down there. There we go. As you can see, that 1 hour is looking to hit a cross of our indicator line here, as we have been getting a cool off on our candles as well. Not really able to hold heavy green here. Looking for that first red candle to print here in the next hour or so. And that prime oscillator is getting some rollover as well as that money flow as well. Looking from green to red here. As we kind of cool things off, look for that bottom side sweep of liquidity before we really get that push back to the upside. Control Z also works, BC. Yeah, I just have my finger on that Alt button so I can do the drawing. They got a nice new feature here on TradingView, so you can have this display where it just fades away, and I kind of like it. It works really well with the YouTube. All right. Let's take a look at that 15-minute, see what the morning is bringing our way. Looking to get a bit of a push back up to our 50% line on our fib retracement. Really confirm that as some strong resistance here and continue that move to the downside. I would look at a brief little bounce here around that 96,400 range, where we've got a bounce off of it down here, and it was a resistance area here, and it's pulled all the way from back here where we got these very equal candle bodies. Resistance here, we did get a brief break above it, but as soon as we got above it, saw some very heavy selling pressure. So this is why I've been looking at it on a higher term time frame to kind of confirm it as some support. Could see those wicks below it to grab liquidity though, with how today's data is looking. All right, let's hop over to these news articles and kind of dive on into them. Let me get this zoomed in. Over 2.5 billion Bitcoin and Ethereum options expire on Valentine's Day. Over 2.5 billion worth of Bitcoin and Ethereum's options are set to expire this Friday, today. Moreover, markets are still reeling from U.S. economic data this week, including CPI and PPI, but can the derivatives expiry event today push prices higher over the weekend? Bitcoin remains well below that $100,000 psychological level as the influence of macroeconomics continue to drive sentiment. Bitcoin and Ethereum options expiring today. Around 21,300 Bitcoin options contracts will expire on Valentine's Day. The notional value for this Friday's tranche of expiring Bitcoin's options contracts is 2.07 billion, according to the data on Deribit. The put to call ratio is 0.66, suggesting the prevalence of purchase options calls over sales options puts. As the Bitcoin options expire, they have a maximum pain or strike price of $98,000, and that's that top side area I was looking at. That's where we also have some liquidity. Similarly, crypto markets will witness the expiry of 176,742 Ethereum contracts with a notional value of 479 million. The put to call ratio for the expiring Ethereum options is 0.64% and maximum pain of 2,725. So, a little bit of some hopium to kind of push price to the upside there. Let me get some water here. Sorry about that. We've got Coinbase stock gets no boost despite a whopping 130% revenue growth. As the crowds went mild, shares tumbled after a bumper fourth quarter result bolstered by post-election crypto bonanza. Coinbase stock fell over 1% in a pre-market deals Friday after the company reported better than expected fourth quarter earnings data. The figures really brought back memories of 2021 when crypto was taking off and turning heads. The digital asset trading venue posted its best quarterly revenue in 3 years, a 130% increase to 2.27 billion, easily topping consensus views of 1.88 billion. Earnings per share reached $4.68, smashing the expectations of $1.81. Net income landed at 1.3 billion against 273 million in a year ago quarter. Transaction revenue jumped more than 100% from last year to 1.56 billion, also surpassing analyst estimates of 1.29 billion. Total trading volume, day traders, you did this, 439 billion, up 185% year over year. Why no green arrows? We really hit the dawn of a new era for crypto in light of the shift in administration, said Coinbase Chief Financial Officer Alicia Haas. For the current quarter to February 11th, Coinbase said it generated 750 million, which why the muted reaction from investors? It's likely that they expected more, even more. Robinhood, a rival trading platform, reported a 700% jump in cryptocurrency revenue for the past quarter. Definitely seeing a nice move to the upside on some of these crypto stocks as well. I see maybe a Band-Aid in the chat. Good morning to you. I see Ico as well. Let's see. '07 in the chat. No one else hopping on in the chat this morning. All right. Let's hop over to this gold that I was taking a look at. All right. We've got gold rejecting off of some all-time highs once again and coming back down. Looking to try to make some support here at some of these lower levels. Let's get this zoomed on out to the hourly. That 15-minute is looking quite bearish, and so is the hourly as well. Just printing our first red candles here on our MACD, and that prime oscillator's got a divergence stacked up as money flow is looking to roll over here. Definitely looking for a bit of some downside on gold. We are at all-time highs, so seeing some sell-off is not too worrisome. You've got this nice strong area here at about 92. Sorry about that, 2,920. I was thinking Bitcoin prices. That's way too high there. All right, let's get that horizontal rate drawn out here. That's at 90. That's at 2,920. Let's get that drawn a little bit lower because this is on the hourly there. All right, looking for a bit of a bounce and a pushback up to the upside. Might see some continued sell off on gold though. You do have that nice 236 sitting back here at about 2,900. Silver kind of sitting in that nice move to the upside. I've talked about silver quite heavily here. We did see a brief resistance at that $33.33 that I had talked about before we really got that pushback up to the upside. Sitting at $34 for some silver, and we haven't been back up here in quite a while. We do have a top side of the range sitting at about $95.04. That's going to be that next area to really get to. All right. If we have any alt requests that we'd like me to take a look at, I can definitely take a look at those here in a second. I did have XRP, AI, XBT, and ADA on my list. I was going to take a look at Tesla real quick. Sorry about that. Extra thirsty this morning. I don't know what's going on. All right. We've got Tesla making some more upside in the pre-market. It did get a nice bounce off of our CME gap from back here in November. We did see some heavy sell off in ever since we topped back out at that $486. We do have a strong resistance line, which we've gotten several pushes off of before we got back down to the CME gap, hit that midline of it, and are looking for a little bit of some upside here. That 4 hour about to hit that MACD cross of our indicator line and try to get that pushback up to our resistance line. As you can see here, that MACD is set to cross. You've got your prime oscillator looking light red, looking for another little reversal signal here as we are playing on that 50% fib line. Let's zoom this on in to our hourly, kind of see what we're seeing here. You are looking a little bit like you might see some top end signals come to call here on this hourly, as our prime oscillator is looking quite green but moving a little more sideways. MACD looking a little sideways as well, trying to get that move back up, but might need to really confirm this as some strong support here. That's that 90, that's that 350. All kinds of messed up this morning. I don't know what's going on. All right. Sorry, delayed response, busy at work, says Mike Vollmer. Not a problem there. I'm glad you're here this morning. We've got good morning, brother. Here, getting ready to scalp this, says Al Jr. Good morning to you, Al Jr. Says, yo, 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 good morning, everyone. My bad, I'm late. I was walking my doggos. I was late this morning, too. Was having some technical difficulties, and it kind of threw me off for the whole morning. All right, we've got XRP. Let's take a look at that. It did get some strong moves to the upside here, looking to try to confirm some areas of support, but we are losing that 50% fib line here. Let's get this moved over so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. Got your MACD set to cross here on our 1 hour as we are getting that move back to the bottom side. Heavy curvature here. Oop. There we go. Heavy curvature here as these candles on our oscillator are starting to print like green. You do have plenty of overbought signals as the prime oscillator is also looking to cool off. You've got a nice little area down here at $2.60, which would be a nice little bouncing range. It was resistance here before we got that golden pocket bounce. You do have a bit of some money flow coming out of XRP right now on that hourly, and that 15-minute is also seeing a bit of some sell off as your volume is slowing up and just hit that red. You do have this nice red line on our prime oscillator, looking for that nice strong bounce here at that $2.60 before we really try to reconfirm this 50% fib line as some strong support and try to get back up to this $3 range that we haven't been at in quite a while. You do have a bit of an area above us which is strong resistance, as well as we saw some very equal candle bodies and an equal rejection here at this current time frame. That's at $2.78 that XRP will need to get back to and turn into some support. Let's get that up a little bit thinner there so you can know that it's a 15-minute. You've got 3 touches on it back here, and you've got 2 touches on it right here as well. So looking for that to be turned into some support. We'll need to confirm these lower levels as support first before we really get that move back to the top side though. Looking at AIXBT, all right. AIXBT, might need to just add this to the list now. All right, you did say it was retracing quite nicely here, Jesse. So let's get this pulled up on a 4-hour, looking below that range. Seeing some continued sell off here as money flow is sitting nice and red. Prime oscillator just switched to light green though. So if we can see that that money flow continue to come out, you could potentially see that move back to that 0 line at about 26 cents. You do have a strong resistance there right above it at 26.87. Let's get that a little bit heavier because it is on that 4-hour. That's that first area I would look at if we can get back above and see some positive money flow. Looking for a little bit of a rejection off of this indicator line here on our MACD for some continued downside though. So definitely looking for a little bit more of some cool off on your MACD and your prime oscillator before you really see that positive money flow. Got that 15-minute for the morning looking like a little bit of some continued sell off. You have a strong area right below us at about 22.18, which would be a nice little buying area. Really depends on how heavy we see this sell off. Money flow is rolling over just a bit here, but looking to try to maintain that neutral range. Got Lunar Beaches Crypto in the chat. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great Friday so far. Let's take a look at ADA. That was requested as well.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Let me mute my Alexa there. All right. You've got ADA looking for a bit of a retrace. I'm not sure where Crypto Billy had said. I think he said 76 cents, which is right at that area I was looking at the other day to potentially see a little bit of a bouncing action. Let's see. Let's scroll through. I'm not seeing his comment. I think he had said 76 cents. And let's zoom this on out to a higher term time frame. Yep, got a nice little divergence stacked up here on our prime oscillator. Seeing that volume kind of holding steady though, so might just be some selling pressure coming in from the shorter term time frames, rolling over into our higher term time frame to continue that bit of sell off here, especially as it got a massive move to the upside off of this golden pocket here. Definitely have a, yep, Crypto Billy says 76 cents and that's right around that strong area I was looking at. You did have heavy rejections off of it and some equal candle bodies right at that area. So seeing it come back down there off of its heavy move to the upside will be a nice move to see before we get that bounce back up, especially as we are sitting at that resistance at about 80 cents that I had talked about the other day. You do have that 50% fib line above that, which is some heavy resistance as well. Failed to get to it, got above it, and then immediately started seeing some selling pressure here. So looking for that strong bounce and continuation to the upside. MACD is just crossing here on our 4-hour. So looking like you might see some continued sell-off, and you might get that scoop back up on some ADA at 76 there, Billy. Definitely a nice little area to see. Could see a bit of some wicking below it. That 1 hour already has that cross of our indicator line on the MACD. Looking for that money flow to kind of come in on our shorter term time frames and get that move back to the upside once we hit some strong buying. I see Alex O Crypto in the chat. Good morning to you, sir. If you've got those otter emojis, drop them on in there. We will see you here in about 10 minutes, sir, in your chat. We will send everyone over there. Definitely enjoying those streams in the morning. You've been doing a great job. I see you hit that $7,000, that 7,000 sub mark this past week. So congratulations to you. We've got maybe a Band-Aid saying LBC, love to hear it. He says, I've been up for less than 30 minutes. Great morning so far. Great morning. ENATA. Can definitely take a look at that one as well. We would need to really confirm this 80-cent level as some strong support here if we really want to continue this upside move on ADA. That's going to be this first little area I'd look at. Next little area going to be that 50% fib line and 82.29 before we really try to get that push back up to 86.51 on ADA. Do have that 15-minute and the morning looking like it's got some continued sell-off here. Got a bit of a red line here on your prime oscillator, which is not flashing any reversal signals or oversold signals as we're getting really low. So definitely looks like we might see a bit more of some sell off and that buying range you were looking for, Billy. Got a ENA requested. Let's take a look at that. All right, I'm not sure which one I had looked at it on. I think this one. Yep. We are sitting in a fair value gap. Got that nice little push off of the upside. 15-minute looking like you might see that push back down to our platinum pocket here at about 44 cents before we really get that strong push back to the upside. 1 hour also looking a little bit toppy here as you've got a reversal signal that just flashed here. Let me get that moved over so you can see it. Got a reversal signal that just flashed. Went from green to heavy red here. So looking for a bit more downside before you really see that strong buying pressure come in. Volume kind of getting a bit of a rollover here as we're topping out at some lows from back here before we got that push out of our fair value gap and really came back down to the midline. Got that 4 hour also looking like you've got plenty of room to run to the upside, but might need to close this gap here on our MACD and hit that little bit of a cool off on your prime oscillator. It is extremely green though here on the 4 hour, so just waiting for a brief little cool off before we see some continued upside. Have injective requested as well. It's been a while since I've looked at it on the show. All right. And looking for some strong moves back up towards our platinum pocket. $17.05. But you do see us looking a little bit toppy here. Oh, you've got. Oh, sorry about that. You've got your MACD line looking like it's going to try to come back down to our indicator line here. ENA has token unlock issues. Big dilution, says CJ Nis. I will have to dive into ENA. I don't really focus on a whole lot of alts or kind of what their token unlock schedules are. So might have to do a little bit of some looking at that. You've got several divergences here stacked up on your prime oscillator, and your prime oscillator just went from green to red here on the 4-hour, looking for a bit of some downside before we really try to get back up to that platinum pocket, especially if we're going to see that continued sell off on Bitcoin. You do have your MACD line, which just crossed your indicator line here on our daily prime oscillator, just switched to green as well. So seeing a bit of a bounce down here to confirm some strong support, probably around that $13.45 before continuing up to that platinum pocket would be a nice move to see. Got that 15-minute looking like it's rolling over here and got a little more room to go to the downside. There we go. Got that MACD line, which just crossed your 0 line and our indicator line. Also looking to cross that 0 line as well. Prime oscillator is still sitting quite red here. No reversal signals flashing. No oversold signals either, as we're trying to move a little sideways. You do have these moving averages, which are constricting, but you got some curvature here on your shorter term time frames, which indicates you might see a little downside action to see some strong bouncing. You do have a bit of an area here at $14.61 where you might see some buying pressure coming on in here. Just looking for that money flow to kind of come in on everything, all the alts and Bitcoin as well. If Bitcoin does get that downside move to kind of grab that bottom side liquidity, I'd definitely be looking for a bit of some sell off on these alts. I see. Have you taken a look at Caspa today? I have not. I don't really have a whole lot of time to either. Let me see what I'm seeing there real quick. Got Caspa. Let's get that pulled back up on our chart. We've got a nice little area here at about 10 cents where you might get back down to 15-minute looking like it could see some continued sell off. Hourly looking very toppy, got a divergence stacked up, reversal signal flashing, money flow and volume looking to kind of roll over it just a bit here, especially with the Bitcoin move down that we've been seeing for the morning. You do have that 4-hour as well, which is getting that roll over here. On your MACD, your prime oscillator is rolling over, but still green. So still looking a little bit bullish here on our higher term time frames. And that's where I'd look at creating a higher macro low. We've got our low down here at the golden pocket, a nice strong low here. This doesn't really look like a confirmed low. It was more of a bit of some ranging here instead of strong moves. You do have that was a bit of some resistance at that 10 cent. So seeing us get that nice little bounce off of that 10 before we really move back up to our strong resistance area at that 50% line, and 11 cents would be a nice move to see here for the higher term time frames. All right, it is almost 7 o'clock, so it is time to see y'all in the Alex O Crypto Chat. Make sure to tune in to the rest of the shows today. We'll have that morning market report at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Piper will be breaking down that data that we get today. We've got quite a bit coming out this morning, especially with those retail sales and a bunch of manufacturing data as well. Tune in to that Trade Academy at 4 p.m. Eastern Time as well. If you need some help with TA, not really sure what you're seeing on the chart sometimes, Trade Intuition is a great man to help you with that. He does an amazing job, and I really like tuning into his shows at 4 p.m. It's a great way to wind down that end of market day. We do have the crypto nightcap at 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, and markets after dark at 11 p.m. Eastern Time at Sunday through Thursday. So tune in to the rest of the shows on the Piper Academy, and make sure to hit that like button on the way out if you have not, and hit that subscription and notification bell so you get notified every single time we go live, because we've got 5 shows here that we do. Try to give y'all the alpha all day long. Other than that, make sure to trade safe. Use a stop loss, because you might see a little bit of volatility with this morning data drop here that's coming out shortly. I will see you all in the Alex O Crypto Chat, and make sure you wake up, because today's going to be a good day.